You probably heard it a million times. You need to niche down to grow. And in today's episode, we're actually going to deep dive into this statement and think about if do I really need to niche down to grow on any social media platform? So this episode is all about the whole idea about niching down and my thoughts on it and what I've observed and what has worked for me and what hasn't worked for me. And especially, this is a perspective from a multi-passionate solopreneur myself who it's just not possible for me to niche down to one thing when I have so many different passions. So, yeah, let's dive in. Last episode, we talked about how you can take an idea that you have for your business and launch it and take action. And I hope that was valuable for you guys. So I was thinking that as you're taking action, you'll soon realize that there are certain topics that you would like to talk about, but it doesn't align with your whole overarching niche and how you're going to navigate that realm. So this is for all my entrepreneurs there who has been sitting on the line and thinking about, like, can I actually talk about other things other than what I have set out my niche to be? So this is for you guys. And also, I'm using this Blue Yeti mic. It's a used one, but I've always wanted to use a Blue Yeti mic. Let me know if the voice quality, or if there's any difference in the quality of my voice. I think let's first go through about what is a niche. Niche is basically a specific topic that you constantly talk about on social media, and you are basically known for that specific topic. So let's say you're a small business owner and you run a bakery store. You're known for specifically talking about your fudgy brownie recipe. Or you are a flower boutique and you have a special style of arranging your flowers that becomes your niche. Like that is a very, very specific topic that is within your industry. Just deep dive into the pros of having a niche and having a specific topic that you're known for, that you're known talking about. So I think first is that you naturally build a loyal community because you're creating content exactly for this audience and they're your target audience. And your content becomes super specific and you naturally will attract this target audience, like we mentioned, and they'll engage in your content and share your content and will become raving fans. And personally, I've followed many accounts that, home decoration accounts, or even recently I followed this account that was different properties in London, and that's all they know and that's all that they're known for. So I see that I really I do follow specific pages when they speak about just one or maximum two topics that is still relevant in their whole overarching niche. So let's say if I'm following a account that shows me properties in a certain area, I wouldn't also mind consuming on how to decorate these interior spaces. And that can be one of their content pillars. So it doesn't have to be that they just have to stick to one topic, but their niche is basically properties in London. So also when you speak about just one topic, you're just known for that one topic and you establish that authority in your industry. And if you realize many people, business owners, they're usually known for this just the one thing. Like Ali Abdul, he's known for activity. And there's just this one word that that is dedicated, assigned to their name. Like they're just known for that thing. Even though he does speak about other things, but his whole branding is majority about productivity. If you look at Chris Do, he's a designer. He's a very well-known designer in the realm. And you can also remember that he's known as the loud introvert. And that's what he always introduced himself with that one line, and everything around his content is kind of relates back to being a loud introvert, but at the same time being, when you think about him, you'll like instantly you think about, oh, he's a very well known graphic designer in the industry, and all of it is just fine. So all of these people have this one thing that they're known for, and that is great. But what happens if you are a multi-passionate person like me, and it's so hard to just stick to one thing because you're interested in so many things? And I think that is also fine. I feel like this whole niching down to grow is very subjective. It depends on what industry you're in and what kind of content creator or business owner you are. Like, for example, if I'm following let's just give example to a bakery, and if they talk about, let's say, a completely different topic like gardening, I might find it a bit off because it's like a completely different niche. But will I stop following them? Maybe not, because I'm still interested in that one niche I'm still interested in, which is baking and whatever food that they're serving in their bakery. So I feel like if you're a multi-passionate person, it's good to have those overlapping niches that you know that your audience might be interested in as well, and they wouldn't mind consuming it. Because, for example, if that bakery talks about gardening, there might be people who loves baking and food and gardening, and they wouldn't mind them talking about that. So you see, so you might not alert to that other group that is not interested in gardening, but they will still stay tuned to your content when you do talk about baking and your upcoming bakes. And like for me personally, I do talk about my niches kind of overlaps with each other because I have interest in photography, I have interest in content creation, I have interest in creating digital products, and all of these are sort of interrelated because digital products are part of online business, content creation is part of online business, photography is needed in almost everything, like photographing your business products, photographing your brand shoot. So it's sort of like an overlapping thing, and it doesn't still feel too off my main niche. My main niche is definitely being an Instagram business coach, but on the side, I do talk about AI and how to implement AI into your business and your content creation. I talk about what else do I talk about? I talk about editing your pictures, editing your videos, and everything that is sort of related to the main core of content creation, but specifically for Instagram. So that is sort of my niche, and there is like a lot of overlapping topics that comes with it. So it works for me. So I feel like you can sort of still have that niche and to be known as a go-to person, but you also need to sort of figure out what if that overlapping niches aligns with the main topic that you want to be known for. I hope that makes sense. And I personally don't think you need to niche down for the sake of the whole advice that niche down to grow. I mean, to a certain extent, it works. I've seen it work for people. But if it actually limits your creativity and kind of you feel restricted doing that, I don't think you need to. And I've also seen a lot of business owners agree on that you do not need to niche down to grow. In fact, I have also followed accounts that does a variety of things on their account, and it's just so colorful, so creative. I just followed them because they're so passionate about all the things that they do that I don't feel like I need to unfollow them because they're talking about something very random. So yeah, it really works if you know how to nurture your audience to all the passions and things that you are interested about. So after all that thought, your question would still be, so should I have a niche? And the answer is it depends. I feel like it really depends on your situation. What is your side hustle goals? Who is your ideal client? Who are you trying to reach out to? Whatever you're going to talk about, are they going to be also interested in them? Is all your topics sort of overlapping with one another so that it still fits under a whole umbrella of like for my example, for me, everything falls under content creation, like photography, AI tools for content creation and editing your content and stuff. Everything falls under content creation. So that is like my big niche. And then I have like those micro topics that goes back to that main thing that I want to be known for. So you should also ask about what your passion and interest, write it down on a piece of paper and kind of make a map. Like, write down all your passions and interests, your skill sets, and you can also create your own niche. Like, who says you need to just fall into like a certain niche that is already out there? If you want to be known as a creative disruptor who does cool videography, but on the side does something completely random, but still very creative, just go for it. Create your own niche. Do not limit yourself by what is out there, because there is so honestly no rule book to this. And nowadays audience doesn't really go into like a profile and investigate like, oh, is she or he talking about just one niche. They just wants to be entertained, and if they see that they can get some value out of whatever you're posting and you're creative, people will just follow without thinking so much. So I think that initially, if you're beginning, just exploring all your interests and passions online really helps, because you get immediate feedback from your audience and on what they would like to hear from you as well. So you can maybe post more of what they would like to hear in 1 or 2 years' time after you've posted all your passions and interests. And honestly, I feel like you are the niche. Like, you with your multiple passions and interests become this unique niche, and you can be known as like the gardener who also does some dancing, hip hop dancing on the side, and that's your niche. You're known for that, like two different contrasting thing, but that becomes your unique thing. So make up your own niche, really. And to be honest, you don't have to mold yourself to become someone else and to fit a certain type of brand image that you might see other creators become, because then we're just becoming all the same copy paste people. And I know it's sometimes very hard to figure out what your niche is and who you are and your brand personality, your brand image and all of that. But I think the best thing you can do when you're exploring is just being you and sharing and documenting your processes, your learnings, and people like to just follow your journey. And that is your niche. Whatever you share and document, that becomes your niche. So but still, to be strategic on finding on what is your niche, maybe you can first brainstorm like what topics excite you, what problems can you solve for others, research what are successful accounts in your potential niche doing, and think about if you can give a unique twist to it, because you do not have to be like them. You just have to be you. Next, you can analyze what content has resonated with your audience in the past and see how you can make them better, and maybe just go down on that kind of topics that your audience has already liked, because, they like them. So just make more of them. And then obviously test and iterate. Try out different content themes and track the engagement. And remember, finding your niche takes time and experimentation. And don't be afraid to just try things out and adjust as you go. So I think that is all for today's podcast session. It's a very do your own thing, be your own niche kind of message that I want to end the episode with. I feel like I personally overthought my niche when I started out. I thought I just need to be known for one thing. But as a creative person, and specifically as a multi-passionate creative person, after some time, I was like, you know what? I do not want to limit myself to just one thing just because of the saying, you need to niche down to grow. I feel like I can just be myself and grow, So just be yourself and grow, and the right audience who follows your message and your story will definitely align with whoever you are, and main thing, they will align with your authenticity. And I think now more than ever, we need more people who just enjoys what they do online and have fun. Because I mean, if you think about it, we do follow a lot of random accounts, and if you think about what niche they are under, you probably have no idea. They're just themselves and documenting and sharing whatever that they like sharing. So yeah, go out there, have fun, don't overthink the niche. Maybe you can just follow some strategic way of figuring out what are the couple of topics you can talk about. But yeah, don't take it too seriously. I think content creation should be fun, should be easy, and you are the niche. So till then, guys, I shall see you guys in the next episode. Bye.